Hi, John.
Hi there.
Hi, I'm McKinnon.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you today?
Well, thanks. How are you?
Good. Did you have any problems getting here?
No, just typed it right in on Google Maps. There's a parking lot right outside. Easy peasy.
Oh, perfect. I'm glad. So, John, before we get started, are you okay if we go over a few things?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so firstly, I just want to let you know and ask your permission, actually, if it's okay if I take notes. So basically, you have all access to these notes.
Okay.
It's just basically so I write everything down that so I make memory and don't have to really ask you over and over again if there were to be a next session.
Okay, yeah.
No one really likes explaining themselves
No,
multiple
I get
times.
that. That's fine. Yeah.
So, okay.
Go for it.
And another thing I would like to cover with you is confidentiality. Do you know anything about confidentiality or?
Person up at the desk gave me a little form to fill out. I didn't really read too much through that.
Yeah, it's okay. So I'll give you an explanation. Basically, it is what is said between you and I stays between you and I.
Okay.
There are a few exceptions. If I notice that you are, or anyone around you, are at immediate danger to yourself or others, if someone is getting, like children are getting abused or elder abuse, also if I get subpoenaed to court,
Okay.
and they need my notes, I'm obligated, I have to give them my notes.
Yeah.
But other than that, whatever is said between you and I in this room stays between you and I.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, do you have any further questions or anything you'd like to?
No, I think that's. I think we're good.
Okay, perfect. So, would you like to just tell me a little bit about what brought you in here today?
Yeah, I've kind of been having some issues with time management.
Mm-hmm.
In that, you know, I want to get my schoolwork done. I really need to get my schoolwork done if I want to do well. You know, I want to be a good group member for group assignments and all of that. I want to stay up on my readings, but at the end of the day, when school's over, I just go home and I'll play video games with my friends for a little bit. You know, I'll go out and play some card games like Magic or something like that. And before I know it, it's 2 in the morning and I haven't done any schoolwork.
Yeah. So it sounds to me that you're really conflicted between like a balance of getting your schoolwork done and being the group member you want to be, and also having a social life with your friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be difficult for sure.
It's it sure is. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. So what are on a scale of like 1 to 10, can you tell me low being, or 1 being least important right now and 10 being most important at the moment, what is your schoolwork and being that group member on that scale to you?
Probably like an 8.
An 8?
It's pretty important to me.
Okay. So can you tell me why you're at an 8 instead of, you would list that as or 3 or 4 instead?
Well, I mean, like, for me, it's important because, you know, I know that if I want to do well, if I want to get a good job, if I want to make lots of money, then I have to start it here. And that, you know, whatever patterns and habits I make here, that's what I'm going to carry with me. And that, you know, if I screw up in school, I'm going to screw up in work. And if I screw up in work, then I'm not going to have a job anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gonna,
you know,
it's like domino effect kind of
exactly,
thing.
yeah. And like, even if I, you know, somehow get through all of this without really putting in that effort, you know, my marks are going to show that, and I don't really know what kind of prospects I'm going to have for a job.
Yeah.
And what kind of life I'm going to have if I'm out there making, you know, a D, C student. And it's, for me, that kind of prospect about screwing up my future is a big part of why I need to make this change.
Yeah. So it seems like it's extremely important for you to find that change.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you definitely have the desire. So let's start talking about a little bit of your abilities to change.
Okay.
What things do you believe will be able to make this change easier? Do you have any supports in your life that will be able to help you with this change?
Yeah, like, you know, I've got my roommates and friends, like, doing all my social stuff. But when I'm at school, I have a different friend group that I'll, you know, hang out with just because they're all in my program and we'll all have the same classes and whatnot. You know, these are the kind of people that I'm normally doing my group work with. We'll study together, we'll, you know, catch up on our readings together, we'll do some other assignments together. And they all kind of help keep me motivated actually at school, I'm with these people, you know, I'm doing well, you know, I'm really putting in that effort, and I'm really not thinking about video games or card games or anything like that. You know, I'm just in the moment at school, and that's where I think I kind of want to be more often than not.
Yeah.
Even when I am outside of that social group.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds to me like you have the support in order to make these changes, and you have the reasons to make these changes, and you also have needs. You know that you need to make these changes for what you were saying about getting the job that you want,
Yeah,
getting
if I
the
just want everything to go well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you believe that if maybe you were to be with your other friends more often, then that would be able to?
I think that would be part of it, you know, like even if I just saw them socially more often than I saw my other friends, I think that might kind of put me in that headspace a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so even if I did, you know, go see them and play a card game for half an hour or an hour, I think after that we could just, you know, sit down and talk about school and, you know, assignments and whatnot, or readings and whatnot, just kind of, the longer I stay in that headspace, I think the better I'm gonna do with my assignments.
Yeah, exactly. So you seem like you know exactly what you need to do. So now it's kind of, yeah, you didn't really need my help a whole lot. That's awesome. So what are you going to do from, like, after leaving this room, do you think, in order? Because you seem really committed to what you want and how you're going to get it, and yeah, so what,
Well, I think the best thing for me to do would be to probably talk to those people at school, see if we can hang out a little bit more often, work on our school stuff a little bit more often. You know, if they're able to do that, awesome. And if not, I think it's more about just keeping myself, you know, maybe I just stay at school for an extra hour and work on stuff, or maybe it's like I'm to school an hour earlier, but I work on stuff. You know, just, again, it's just about that headspace, you know?
yeah. And so also, are your, the friends at home, have you tried talking to them about this, or do you feel like they would understand kind of where you're coming from about how you also need, you want to be with them, but you also need to focus on your schoolwork, because that's important to you?
A lot of my friends aren't in school anymore, so like, you know, they're all working and doing just kind of what they're going to do for the rest of their lives. And so for them, you know, any time off that they have, they don't have to worry about work and assignments and all these kind of things. It's, all right, I've worked my 9 to 5. After 5 o'clock, I'm a free person. I can do what I want. So for them, they're just able to kind of play their video games and their card games and whatnot. And so when I kind of get wrapped up in that, it's a little bit harder for me. And so even if I have talked to them about it, I don't really think they understand it anymore, just because they've been out of school for so long. And so, you know, I'll tell them, you know, I really need to work on this assignment, and it's like, well, shut up, play PlayStation with us, you know, or, you know, come out drinking, whatever it is. And I'm a sucker for peer pressure, I guess, because, you know, I never focus on my school stuff, because I'm just always out there with them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't necessarily know if they're a positive support in that regard. Yeah.
So, but the important thing is that you do have a positive support.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
yeah.
even if you know that you need to make time for both. So what is a goal that you would like to make before you come back? Or like in general, like to get to where you want to be?
Well, I think what I would need to do more than anything is just kind of cut down on the number of nights that I'm going out with my social group. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I'm going out there 6-7 times a week, and, you know, it takes up an awful lot of time.
Yeah.
So I think even if I'm able to kind of cut that down, and if I go out with them 3 or 4 times a week, that still frees up 3 to 4 nights where I can just focus on schoolwork, get some stuff done, get some readings done. And even that, I think, would be enough to kind of boost my grades up to a point where I want them to be. You know, even if it's not, I can maybe readjust it. Mm-hmm. I guess it's kind of a possibility.
Well, it seems like you have a lot of it all figured out on your own, that you know what you need to do, where you need to be, what's most important, and what's your priority for it. So that's a great first step, and
Thank you.
I believe that you will be able to make this change. unfortunately, we are running out of time,
Okay.
so, you will have to come back to me and, when, you don't have to come back to me, I shouldn't say that, but if you come back to me, you'll have to come back with some feedback about what your goal, how your goal is going, and,
Okay.
any alterations that you feel that would be more positive, to
Right.
make this goal possible for you.
And just kind of work on it a little bit, just
Yeah.
kind of fine tune everything.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, that seems, I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that.